G'day everyone. Thought I'd do a video update today. Just add a bit more commentary and visualization to some of the funding rounds and activity that's been happening over the last week. First company today is an Aussie company, Secure Code Warrior, who secured 50 million in a Series C. Secure Code Warrior looks like they're a e-learning platform for developers, but a focus on coding with security principles in mind. This is a really great value proposition. I'm not sure of the statistics, but a huge range of vulnerabilities are from like the same set of bad code in applications over the last 20 years. Really great to see an Aussie company get so much funding. I mean, we saw a huge acquisition 2 years ago with A Cloud Guru in a similar kind of space, getting $2 billion by Pluralsight, another Aussie tech story there. Really great to see a whole bunch of local case studies for a company like this. If we look at their plans and pricing, unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of detail here. The business and the enterprise version look about the same, but you get a customer success manager in there as well. I probably would have liked to seen a bit of visibility around how much this costs. They're obviously not going for that product-led growth kind of strategy because you have to call them and get in touch with them. And it seems like you need a fair few users to get cracking on this. Next company today is Jirav with a $20 million Series B round. Jirav are probably a little bit more on the mid-market than I would normally post, but I love this kind of software because it's like all-encompassing. It seems like it's really easy to get cracking on. Quite a comprehensive solution here, all about financial budgeting, financial reporting, really nice dashboarding included here. Looks like they're going after startups as well, which seems pretty smart. All encompassing. So like, how's the money flowing? How's investments? How's the treasury going in the organization? If we jump over to pricing quickly, this is clean pricing model. Really easy to understand what you get, what you don't, all the features that are included with it, what's not included with it. I think there's probably only a few things here that you get with the Pro version and even less with the Enterprise version. I think getting started with Startup makes sense. That's why there's not a huge price difference. You get a whole lot of bang for your buck just with the starter. Another one along is Zluri or Zlari. Zluri. We'll land on Zluri. Really great value proposition here. We'll see another one of these in just a second, but Zluri seems to be positioning themselves for observability and governance around shadow IT, particularly focusing on SaaS applications within the enterprise. If you think about all the users across an enterprise, hundreds, thousands of users, all the different apps that they're using that aren't necessarily approved by the IT department, whether that's DocuSign, it's a Confluence, it's a Box, social media, there's lots of things out there that users are using. And they're storing data in those spaces. Let's have a little look at Zluri's products though, because it goes a bit further than that. I really like this. What I found was when I went into the pricing area, always jump into the prices, see how much these things cost. They've got two products that they go for, SaaS management and identity governance. Let's look at SaaS management though. Obviously it has all that shadow IT observability stuff, but then it starts to get into contract management, contract optimization, license optimization. This is an interesting angle, even security. So they're looking at this more holistically. Hey, you've got all these SaaS apps in your enterprise. What about the contracts associated with these? If users are using them, maybe you should actually centralize the management of these things, and let's help you manage that through the contracts, optimize those licenses, and then also secure those applications. Really good value proposition. I think there's a lot going on there. Doesn't let me know how much it is though. Would have liked to see at least some indication. Got to get that demo. Next one along is a company called Savvy. Now, they've just exited a stealth round with $30 million worth of funding. And this is along the same stream as Zluri in terms of looking at the SaaS applications within an enterprise that are operating in shadow IT. Now, these guys take a little bit of a different angle. Whereas Zluri went down that sort of, okay, let's get control of this. Let's look at the licensing management. Do we need to actually centralize this? Savvy seems to be more along the lines of, yes, that observability angle, but also helping users understand the risks associated with accessing these SaaS applications, because you're always looking at uploading data to these platforms. are you sure you should be uploading data to these platforms? Going along that sort of education rather than bang, you're not allowed to do this, talk to your IT department. It's more around education. ChatGPT and generative AI. So there's obviously they're jumping on that bandwagon, which is smart. A lot of users are using these AI applications and they're going to be using a lot more in the future. And you know what helps these AI applications? If you start uploading data to them. And that's a huge risk for enterprises. Then it goes through standard other value propositions along the SaaS sort of observability angle. There's not a whole heap of information on this website. There's no pricing. They've just come out of stealth. You can get a demo. So be interesting to see how this evolves with their, with their marketing and what you can get access to, and talking a little bit more about it. But we'll be keeping an eye on this savvy company for sure. Last one this week is a company called Resemble AI. Slightly controversial type of technology this. These guys are definitely looking at the enterprise application of those. It's all about voice replication, so AI cloning of voice. We've seen sort of examples of like Elon Musk doing speeches or Donald Trump doing speeches and completely AI generated. Obviously, some of those have been with video, but this is all around AI recorded voice. Now, looking at the enterprise applications of that, they're quite broad. And I love how this company goes into the use cases and makes it really clear how you can use AI generated voice or voice cloning in the enterprise. There's actually quite a lot of use cases once you start to think about it. Training and enablement is just one, but what about entertainment, media, call centers? There's huge amounts of use cases there where it's just really hard to get a user to sit down and record all of those things in, with a professional setup. Looking at the pricing of this Resemble AI, 0.006 per second. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of maths to figure out how much this is going to cost me. Anyway, Resemble AI received $8 million worth of funding in a round. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back next week with more updates. Cheers.